New emails show Biden colluded with Hunter in business deals. Here's a clip.
All right, tonight we have brand new details on how Joe, I never talked business with my son Biden, did talk about Hunter's business dealings.
Of course he did.
And
We all
Vice
knew.
President had his office involved. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer today demanding that
His
the National
office was even
Archives
involved.
provide unredacted emails and documents related to the vice president's office colluding with the Biden family and their business associates. Here's one example. December 4th, 2015. Hunter's longtime business partner, Eric Schwerin, wrote to then VP Comms Director Kate Bedingfield, giving her quotes she could use from Hunter regarding his work with Burisma. She responded, VP signed off on this, and that she would provide a statement from Joe's office on Burisma as well.
Oh, wow.
So, how could Joe Biden, who claims he's never spoken to his son about his business dealings, which we never believed, sign off on quotes about those dealings? Now, even the White House press corps thought something is fishy here today.
How do you respond to criticism that shows there was no wall between then Vice President Biden's work and his family's business dealings?
I understand the question. I appreciate the question. I get the question. I'm just going to let the White House counsel team answer that question.
Yeah, I bet she is. Joining me now, House Oversight Committee Chair
She doesn't know what to say.
James Comer. Congressman, you and I have suspected this all along. Something else, though, happened the same day the White House received that email. What was it?
Well, they had the meeting, and we've had testimony, and there's emails. There's more evidence of more meetings where Hunter was told that they needed to call Washington for help. We've had Devin Archer testify and say that. There's evidence that points that the Burisma executives were squeezing Hunter Biden to call Washington for help. So we know that Hunter Biden was communicating with the White House. This email that you just posted was one of many, and we believe there are more that the archives are sitting on, where the Hunter Biden legal team, the Hunter Biden PR people, the Hunter Biden's shady characters who were paying him were communicating through him to his father back and forth. There was no wall between Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden and his shady business dealings.
So the meeting among the Burisma executives happening, clearly they needed a lifeline of some sort or some type of reassurance. And it's your contention or supposition at this point that at that point Hunter kicked in, got word through Schwerin to the comms director, comms staffer at the White House, and then she sought to reassure, saying, yes, the vice president has signed off on these quotes. That's what you're seeing so far.
Yeah, Hunter Biden has been in trouble for a long time. Burisma was a corrupt energy company. That's why Shokin, the Ukrainian prosecutor, was investigating him for the first place. Remember, Shokin even seized some assets from the owners of Burisma in other countries. This is a corrupt entity. The press was picking up on this, and the Biden, Hunter's legal team, Hunter's PR people, whoever they were communicating back and forth with Joe Biden, who was vice president, so they can be an official government position on this, an official government statement to the press corps, reassuring everyone that everything was fine and everything was on the up and up. This is further coordination between Hunter Biden and the federal government and Joe Biden. And remember, we believe there's coordination between the Department of Justice and the cover-up. There's two crimes here, the actual Biden corruption and then the cover-up. And all along the way, there have been people coordinating, people representing Hunter Biden, who were paying Hunter Biden, people who were representing him in court, people who were in trouble, just like Hunter Biden, for crimes. And they were communicating back and forth with our federal government to cover up this crime and to make sure that they could spin the false narrative.
Congressman, how deep could this go? Like, how many people were involved in covering this up so it wouldn't come out? Wouldn't come out during the Obama administration and toward the end of it. And it certainly wouldn't come out when Biden was running for president. I mean, how many people are we talking about, you think?
Well, let's start at the top. We know Merrick Garland has told the National Archives not to cooperate with us. We know that someone told the IRS whistleblowers to stand down. We know that just this week there were Secret Service agents who were working with us on trying to identify the people who tipped off the Biden legal team that the IRS was fixing to knock on the door. And our sources at the Secret Service say that Mayorkas called them to tell them to stop cooperating with Comer and the Oversight Committee. So Mayorkas and Merrick Garland are part of the cover-up. These are the two arguably highest-ranking people in the Biden administration.
Congressman, and about that fateful day we were discussing when that communication between Hunter's partner Schwerin and the White House comms director, didn't the vice president travel somewhere right after that? And where was that?
He traveled to Ukraine right after that.
Oh,
I mean, we're
wow.
putting together the timeline. We've been able to get all of the wire transfers. We've got the correspondence. We've got sworn testimony. Now we're putting the timeline traveling where Joe Biden traveled. And you know, there's a pattern here, Laura. He did this in Romania. He did this in China. He did this in Ukraine. The three countries that have paid his family millions and millions of dollars that they can't account for. Never, not one time has anyone from the White House or anyone from representing Joe Biden said exactly what this family did to receive the money. I think we're starting to figure it out, especially with Ukraine. He went there to fire the prosecutor who was investigating his son for corruption.
And going for another $1 billion to Ukraine yesterday through Blinken. Congressman, thank you so much.
Wild.
Hey, Sean.
It's all so wild, isn't it? They're just getting the whole timeline. It's crazy because the other side, they're all like, Trump is so bad. Trump is so bad. He's corrupt. He did all this corrupt stuff. I mean, look at what he did. He didn't put the bookkeeping correctly on his bookkeeping when he paid off Stormy Daniels. Oh, that's so bad. He needs to go to prison for 1,000 years. This is a bad guy. But Biden, it's like, okay, look at all the stuff he did. It's like, that's just some propaganda from the right. That's what that is. It's like, dude, it's just so cut and dry about what he did. I think it's crazy he just did what he just didn't think he was going to ever get caught for it. All of this, he left such a paper trail. It's outrageous. But, I mean, look at his administration and the federal government. Now they're all trying to protect him. It's interesting. They're like putting themselves on the line, right, to go and protect Joe Biden. But like they were saying to the Department of Justice, though, it kind of makes sense. They're like, hey, if you go after Biden, it's going to be most likely career suicide. It's crazy how established the establishment really is. You know, they just protect each other no matter what. But they don't care about Trump. They won't protect him. They go after him every chance they get. So, yeah, it's very, very interesting. But, yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. If there's any indictments and impeachment, they say they're going to do the impeachment on, like, September 26th or something, but that's just the inquiry. But the inquiry will lead to an impeachment. And from what I understand, the inquiry kind of puts it all out on the open anyways. They can subpoena. They can do a bunch of stuff. Even though it's not technically an impeachment, they can put it out to the public. So I am very interested to see how this goes forward because they're just asking for more and more stuff. They're finding out more and more evidence. The last few weeks, it's wild how much evidence has come out about this. I just thought it was all going to be brushed under the rug. It's from the Hunter's laptop, and then they can get the archives. The National Archives have them, so then they go and ask about the vice president's emails, and what do you know? There's some interesting stuff, and they're trying to redact it, and they're holding up. They're taking forever to actually give it to them and all this stuff. So it should be interesting, but when it does come out, it does come out. It's kind of like the Department of Justice in a way is working for Republicans because they're taking so long to give this stuff to them instead of just bringing this out a year later, and some people are going to forget. They're just slow dripping all of it, and it's like it just keeps it in the news, 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 you know? So them trying to protect him, it seems just like they're hurting him. They should give him all the stuff now. I guess they don't want to give him all the stuff, but they're going to get pushed, and then it's going to slow drip in the news, and we're going to be talking about this until the election. I've covered a story on this almost every single day, if not every day, since I started doing the live streams, episode 12. So it's 16 days now. And then it's like, yeah, I've talked about, I think, a story on this every day, if not one. Sometimes it's like up to 3 about this Hunter Biden case and him being corrupt. It's wild. So yeah, or him flubbing, So he's just always in the news doing like stuff like that, flubbing, or he's more evidence of his corruption. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe for daily news updates, smash that like button, share this video with your friends, and share your thoughts on the story in the comments below. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.